There's something special about returning to your hometown after years away. The streets feel smaller, quieter, but the memories, they're louder than ever. This past weekend, my family and I took a trip back to the small town where I spent part of my life. We were there for a wedding, a chance to get dressed up, enjoy an adult evening, and let the kids have a blast at the family lake cabin with my brother. But this wasn't just any trip. This town holds people I still care about deeply, especially one family who used to live next door. They had 2 kids, a boy and a girl, about 2 years younger than me. As kids, they were inseparable, always pulling practical jokes on each other, the kind that made everyone around them laugh. I got close with their family over time. The son, especially, he used to do odd jobs for me. Mow the lawn, clean up the garage, walk the dog when I was out of town. He was a good, hard-working kid with a sarcastic sense of humor and a quiet determination that always stood out. But as the years passed and both kids entered high school, the harmless jokes turned into something a little darker. Their sibling rivalry was still funny to outsiders, but it started to sting. The sisters' pranks in particular grew more intense, and one of them crossed a line. It was prom night. While her brother was showering, getting ready for what was supposed to be one of the best nights of his teenage life, she slipped hair removal cream into his shampoo. He didn't notice until it was too late. Clumps of hair came out in his hands. Panic, shock, and no time to fix it. In the end, he shaved his head, put on his tux, and went to prom, bald, humiliated, and furious. His friends joked with him. His date tried to be supportive, but the damage was done. That night was burned into his memory. I moved away a few months later. Life took me in a different direction, and though we kept in touch here and there, emails, the occasional text, I didn't see him again in person for nearly a decade, but I never forgot that night, and as I would soon find out, neither did he. 9 years passed. He finished college, landed a great job, bought a home near his parents, matured into a sharp, responsible adult. And all the while, something was simmering just beneath the surface. A plan. A very specific plan. Then came the wedding invitation. From his sister, she was getting married. It was going to be a big event, funded by both sets of parents and the groom himself. Full guest list, elegant venue, open bar, 5-course meal, the whole works. My wife and I saw it as the perfect opportunity to visit home and enjoy a night off from parenting. We packed the kids off to the lake with my brother and prepared for the wedding. Suits, dresses, gifts, the whole 9 yards. But then, on the morning of the wedding, we got a message from their dad. Hey, just a heads up. The wedding ceremony is canceled, but the reception is still happening. Come to the party. We'll explain there. We were confused, intrigued a little, worried, so we went. When we arrived, the venue looked just as beautiful as expected. Music was playing, guests were mingling, the food was served, but there was no bride in sight. Then we saw him, the brother, calm, confident, sipping a drink, talking with friends like nothing was out of place. And then we heard the story. The night before the wedding, he had snuck into his sister's bathroom and done exactly what she had done to him 9 years earlier. He swapped her. Shampoo with hair removal cream. She didn't notice until she stepped out of the shower and saw clumps of hair falling into the sink. Panic, tears, rage. She locked herself in her room and refused to be seen. She canceled the wedding, refused to walk down the aisle. But here's the twist. The reception, paid in full and scheduled regardless, still happened. So the guests came, the groom came, the brother came. Even the parents came, stunned, shaken, but there. The bride never showed. And the brother was unapologetic. He told me with a straight face and the faintest smile that he'd waited nearly a decade to return the favor. He had planned it for years, waited for the right time. And when this moment came, the most important day of her life, struck toad, precise, poetic. His parents said they were upset that it ruined the day. But they also admitted with a heavy sigh that what she did to him back then was just as cruel. And maybe, in some twisted way, this was justice. I'm not sure how I feel about it morally. Revenge doesn't undo hurt. But it was hard not to laugh, not to feel that strange satisfaction that comes from seeing a perfect full circle moment play out in real life. So, the wedding never happened, but the party, it was one to remember. Good food, old friends. Music and laughter echoing through a room that should have held a ceremony, but instead held a cold, calculated act of redemption. A prank that started on prom night and ended on the altar. We didn't get to see a bride walk down the aisle, but we saw something else: closure, and maybe that's all he ever really wanted.